Firefox is the preferred browser for Amatrol. Chrome works, but your grades will not transfer into Blackboard. So we do prefer that you use Firefox. Now I'm going to show you how to get Firefox, and if you're an Internet Explorer or Microsoft Edge user, then this is just another browser to browse the web. If you're a Chrome user, you can use it. Just be aware that your grades may not transfer, and if I can't see your grade through some other means, I may have to ask you to retake a test. But Firefox seems to work very well and play very well with Amatrol. So I just went to Google and I searched for Firefox. And for me, the very first thing that popped up was download Firefox. And I'm going to click on download now. And this installer is going to come in and I'm going to run it. Um, and I had already had Firefox installed. I uninstalled it to show you how to do this. And I'm hoping it will do what I want it to do as far as pop-ups and Adobe Flash, and let's see. But to use Amatrol in Firefox or Chrome, you have to have Adobe Flash, and you have to have pop-ups not blocked for that site. Now you'll get to Amatrol through Blackboard. Now I'm going a different route, but what we have to do to access it is the same, and it does remember me. So I'm going to pause the video and see if I can take care of something here. Okay, you notice now that I've got it back to where I wanted it that both pop-ups are giving me a red X and Flash Player. Now the pop-ups issue is easy to resolve. You'll get a big red yellow bar here, and you can click Options and say Allow Pop-ups for Amatrol, and that should take care of that problem. Now I may have to refresh it to see that, but see that pop-ups are now enabled for Amatrol only, not every site, only this site. So then we're going to go to View All Requirements, and we're going to get Adobe Flash Player. Now, it's your call. I don't like this McAfee security add-on. I will not accept McAfee, and I uncheck both those boxes and get only Flash Player. Now it's going to install, and I've got to close Firefox once it gets installed in order for that player to work. Now, one of the things I didn't show you was um, that it was going to my downloads folder. So I'm going to have to go to my downloads folder to find this Adobe Flash once it finishes loading, and it's downloading now, so it'll take a minute. So to let you see that, I'm clicking on Get Adobe again. I'm unchecking the McAfee options, and I'm hitting Download Flash Player, and it's initializing. And I'll let you see the whole process rather than closing the window. And it takes it a few moments, and we're going to save this file. Notice it's going up here where the little download sections are. And I'm going to click and see, and now it's ready for me to open. I'm going to say yes. Now it's going to tell me probably that, let's see what happens. It may tell me I have to close Firefox. If not, I'm definitely going to have to close it and reopen it for Flash to be enabled. But watch this process through. And see, please restart your browser. So I'm going to have to close Firefox here. And I'm going to have to go back and start that browser again. I have to go back to this site. And notice now, because I've enabled pop-ups, pop-ups are now green check, and because I've added Flash Player is now green check as well. So I'm ready to log in. I'm not going to do that because you'll have the same capability. So just to reiterate, Firefox works well with Amatrol. Chrome will, but and you may have to enable pop-ups, and you may have to enable Flash Player. Um, but it doesn't transfer your grades. So fair warning if you decide to do that. Again, I may have to ask you to retake a test if it doesn't come through to me. It's possible I can see it, but the easiest way is to use Firefox. So step one is to go to whichever browser you currently have, download Firefox. Step two is to try to access the Amatrol material. You'll probably one have to enable pop-ups, just what we saw with the yellow bar, and then two, go to the view all requirements and download Adobe Flash Player. And again, your choice, but I always opt out of the McAfee stuff. Personal choice. McAfee is just not my favorite security um, software, so I generally opt out of that. But once you get all that installed, you won't have this worry with Amatrol any longer, unless you clear your history. And if you do that, I'll show you that real quick if I can remember how to clear history. I think it's under settings, maybe options, privacy and security, and never can remember quite how to do it. Here it is. So I'm gonna clear history, and I'm gonna do it for today because everything I did was today. And I'm gonna come out of Firefox and go back in. There it is, and let's go to Learn Amatrol and see if I have to re-enable anything because of that. I don't think it clears the um, flash, and also it doesn't clear the pop-up. So good. Once you get it, even if you clear your history, seems like it stays there. So that's our preference. That's probably going to be your preference in the long run. That way you can see how your grades impact you immediately and not have to wait for us or possibly have to reinstall, I mean, redo a test that you took